Hey guys, my name's Steph from Botanist Cool. Today, I am here with the Ace Attorney expert herself,
Katie.
Katie! Hello everyone. So as we've started last stream, we're gonna spend the first 10 to 20 minutes talking about a vague drink. So last stream was tea. We spent 10 minutes just starting about tea. Now we're gonna talk about... what other drinks are there? There's water, which apparently tastes different to everyone.
Well, that just be how it be, you know.
Them's lies. It has no taste. Like, watch this. Ready? I'm gonna drink this water. I'm not gonna taste anything except for water, which has no taste.
You're gonna taste water because if we're being serious, then like the absolute neutral taste should be like your own saliva, which when that's washed away, you're tasting the lack of it, which is the water.
The lack of something does not prove the existence of something.
Explain black holes then, genius. I
God, okay. I thought you were gonna dunk on me some other way. I did not expect black holes to be the way you dunk on me. Oh, fuck, that was funny. Let's go. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's Shlomes. It's Mr. Depresso. Alright, let's get his voice ready. Fuck, I have the other wheezy asshole too. Alright. This will be fun. Alright. Well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not the name I expected to hear in these circumstances. What voice did I give him? It was like super posh and deeper than him, so like...
Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind.
Pray tell, Mr. Sato.
Well, according to what Mr. Windibank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today will be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited.
Well, today's April 15th, so 2 months ago today.
Would have been the 15th February, sir, that's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see.
What? But that suggests... Oh, was 2 months ago the day we did the Magnus McGilded?
Yes, 15th of February. It's precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place.
I thought I said omnibus too, actually.
I just tripped over it. And 10:30 in the evening.
Oh shit.
It's precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding.
Oh damn!
Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence.
Is this like Van Zeke's secret child? Who, like, is trying to like be like,
Dracula, father, I really want to impress you. I've murdered Magnus McGilded and taken his coat, and now I have his twiddly-doo. Father!
How old do you think Van Zeeks is?
God! Like 1,000,010. Hold on, how old is he? He's not on the list yet. Fuck. Thanks, Benedict. Can you do me a favor? Look me up on Google how old Van Zeeks is?
I feel like it's gotta be like 35 or something.
I feel like he's in his low 40s. Or high 30s.
Yeah.
38 to 42, that's my guess.
Documented age range is 32 to 33.
Damn, he's the Silver Fox at 32?
Yeah. Drinking blood ages a man.
Or maybe just ages him to a point where he just no longer ages after that. It's like for the rest of life,
Apparently
he could
he's
look 32.
6'4".
Whoa, what? This dude tall. Kind of daddy, all right.
You are, of course, At liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose, however. Oh my god, he's got a gun! How many times am I gonna say that this game? Oh my god, there's 3 times people come with us with guns, and it's always fucking extra as shit. There's fucking Raleigh. There's the dude behind this bar. Now there's fucking Eggs Benedict about to scramble our eggs in our head. Ugh. Sorry, I froze there because I'm like, is Sherlock gonna like discombobulate him? I must insist.
When the urge to kick is something is upon me, I shan't be stopped.
Yeah, Herlock, you've been like fighting the fucking air for the past 4 or 5 like cases. Can you beat the shit out of this dude now, please? We'd greatly appreciate it. How the fuck does he have a revolver just like so hidden? Okay. I must insist you hand over the music box. I must insist you hand over the music box disc now. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. Ugh, what do I do? Absolutely not. There are some things a man must protect at all costs. This may well be one of those things, and then again, it may not. Oh my god, another gun! Mr. Windibank! This is my shop. I can't allow harm to come to my customers. If it were to happen, I should have to take my own life. Mr. Windibank!
This is not how this is gonna work.
This is the weirdest standoff. Like, don't shoot them or I'll shoot myself. Like, no, Mr. Windibank. I have a guess. I think it's Greg.
I think so too.
What's his voice? All right, that's enough.
And chips, so not gumshoe, but
it was gumshoe-esque, but like fish and chips.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. There we go, Gregson! Inspector Gregson! Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's this all about, eh? Oh, praise be! You're here at last! I was moments away from forfeiting my own life and my own establishment. You had a gun against a gunman. Okay, I cannot argue with this guy. I will fucking get an aneurysm. He's still the same. It would seem you have the upper hand.
I'm being arrested.
I am being thrown in jail. You have only a slight advantage against me.
Just a minor one.
Can I just say, where the fuck was Raleigh's really cool overcoat for his Bobby uniform? Like, these guys got some really fucking dapper ponchos. Where the fuck was Raleigh's dapper poncho? Like, poor man didn't get a dapper poncho. He just got the scarf his wife made him, which was cute, but like, not dapper, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I mean, they're fancy. They're with Gregson, so you know.
I just love that he has this. I really just want a greasy fish and chips. I'm not gonna lie. Like every time I see this man, it's like I want to go to an English pub and just get some like fish and chips.
I mean, do you have to go to an English pub? We have fish and chips here.
Yeah, but it's the atmosphere. Oh no, I don't mean going to England. I mean like there's like an English pub. They advertise themselves as an English pub, you know?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't go to a lot of pubs. I'm an indoors kind of gal.
Yeah. No, like South Florida, we had a few Irish pubs like McGinnis's or McGilton's.
McGilded's.
We had McGilded's Irish pub.
Murder.
We had a few very popular Irish pubs back in South Florida.
in Fort Lauderdale specifically, but we also had a lot of, you know, like British pubs too. It was just kind of like, yeah, you go there, you get your fish and chips. It's never as like raunchy and nasty, which is the best way to do it, as like Gregson's, like just in a fucking rolled up paper towel, you know what I'm saying, like a newspaper. But like that's how you get a Yito in Greece. You know, you go to Greece, you ask for a Yito, and they give you like this Yito in like very loosely wrapped newspaper or aluminum foil like paper. And it's like, fucking eat it while walking, you slob. And it's like, yes, I will. It's gonna be the best experience I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love it. Yasu Yoro, boss bye. Yeah, you eat the Right, you have some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with the same petty argy-bargy.
Petty? Mr. Winterbank very nearly met with his end.
Yeah, by his own gun as far as I could tell.
Oh dear!
And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on. What? What on earth is the case? What objection? Bella?
Spare no detail, Gregson.
I might have said a little too much. No matter, it ain't nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're going to have to come with me down to the station. Is he like fucking going for Jack the Ripper? I love how the fucking fish comes right back out, like, floop. Like, I want self-regenerating food like that.
Oh god, it's the chocolate meme all over again.
Chocolate meme?
Did you see that Tumblr post about, like, if you cut chocolate a certain way?
Yes. I never understood that, and it frustrates me to this day. I don't know.
The answer... Spoiler alert, the answer is that they just increased the what is it? They just increased it like the size a little bit to make it even out.
Gotcha. Infinite Yitos? Yeah, Infinite Yitos, 100%. I would love it, Infinite Yitos. God.
Like someone did a like frame by frame thing and was like, look, if you see like the top and bottom edges of this like increased by a little bit and the total amount equals the chocolate bar or something.
Gotcha.
It was something like that. I can't remember, but it was very funny.
Some Photoshop wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
But of course, Inspector. He's getting away! After him, lads! Whistle the beat officer, too. Sir!
Ah, those beat officers. So reliable.
Can I just say this guy just spins his way out like, woo! Yeet! Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. This dude's just like, you know, this dude just Beyblade his way out of the fucking game here. Just like, there are 2 Capcom games on your channel. Yeah, we actually did a full playthrough of the first 3 Ace Attorneys as well with my friend Katie, who's on here. And we did a lot of voice acting for that one as well, which was a lot of fun. That's all on YouTube now. All those Let's Plays are on YouTube, and we have the entirety of all 3 original Ace Attorney games on there.
Yeah, the original trilogy.
So good. But yeah, honestly, I do have an appreciation for Capcom games because Capcom tends to put a lot of good work into them. But like, you know, Capcom's a good company. I could appreciate them as a gaming company, you know? There's been a spate of thefts at the pawn shops around here recently. So we've been fitting emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when they're in trouble.
Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed.
Now then, Mr. Permanently in Mourning. Oh, yes? I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilden's down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. He doesn't have a gun. He's threatening us with his fucking fish and chips. Like, and I'm more intimidated by him than I am ex-Benedict here. Better Call Saul. I've never seen Better Call Saul. Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, God, okay. This accent. Okay,
You got it.
No, don't. Don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine. It's gonna take me a while to get into it.
Ah, that's fine. It's gonna happen. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to Mr. McGilden has been taken in as evidence now. As evidence? What the fuck did McGilden do?
If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. Or, in my case, discombobulate! It's all yours, Inspector.
Ugh.
And so we handed Mr. McGilden's disc over to Inspector Gregson. Sholmes, the one and only Sholmes. And we're summarily turfed out to the shop and onto the street. Did we get his violin?
Good question. I think so, maybe.
That's all we had left to get to the to be continued portion that we just decided not to do.
Surprised.
That's funny.
I mean, it's always a mystery with these games. You never want to assume, because the second you do that, the next to be continued is 5 hours away.
And you're drawn in for those 5 hours. You just cannot stop. God.
My friend specifically told me when I was playing Rise from the Ashes, Katie, you're gonna think this case is about to end. It's not about to end. Go to bed if you're playing it.
Please sleep a little bit. Which one was Rise to Ashes?
That was the one with MS Sky.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That was a good one. I really enjoyed that one. Never played those games, but they are interesting. Play if you can. I'm μπορείς να παίξεις το Ace Attorney. Γιατί το άλλο πρόσωπο στο Ace Attorney είναι they're really funny. They're really funny. Έχει you know, δεν είναι δύσκολο. Είναι ωραία, είναι όμορφα και έχει πολύ μπλάκας. It's very funny, very fun. I love it. It's so good. I was just saying that the Ace Attorney games are great, have a lot of great jokes, and the characters are just fantastic.
See, that's why I ate grown-ups. All they do is feed you pack of lies and take... What am I saying? All they do is feed you a pack of lies and take stuff away from you.
Yeah, fuck grown-ups. Oh my god, did he just keep it?
Oh, really, Mr. Strahd? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm?
What? Oh my, surely you were given that. Yeah, the D let me keep it, after I looked daggers at him for long enough. Why do I keep going to, like, borderline Southern?
I mean, you do good Southern accent, though. Your Lotto is pretty great.
Southern is the only accent I can do.
I mean, to be fair, I got like a whole bunch of Southern accents. Like, I could get myself that draw right on there. Talk a little bit like a Southern gentleman, and that ain't no problem. But I'll tell you what, I can't keep this up forever. But I can go on right talking about like a big old twig tailed like Southern guy. I can do that if I really wanna. I can tell you about all them alligators back in my backyard that I ate for dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Incredible.
Like, there's a few Southerns.
Incredible.
Yes, Ghost Trick. We're gonna be playing Ghost Trick.
I have to make you play Ghost Trick stuff.
No, when it's all on the Switch, we will play it. We will play it. Like, I'm assuming that's the game after this one.
Probably.
Because we still have the second
Ghost Trick
one.
so much.
Yeah, Ghost Trick is so good. I am so excited. I'm so excited. That Beck's about the ghost trick for sure.
Yeah, okay. He went through the pockets and then said, "Go on then, have it," before telling me to scarp her. Oh, it pays off, giving people a look like you ate them.
I can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. Her design is really fucking cool. I like it.
I love her design so much. I think I said it last time, but it's really good. What I really wanted was that nice shiny disc, mind. The music box disc.
Mr. Winterbank says it's practically worthless.
I think I'm gonna have another bash. Give him a long-eyed stare.
I think not, Miss Lestrade. We shan't enter Winterbanks again today.
Why not? That's not fair.
It can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Winterbank. One British, the other Japanese. Yes. So we play as Phoenix Wright's like grandparents, essentially like great grandparents. So I'm playing Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Katie's playing Susato Mikatoba. They're both Japanese law students who are coming in for an exchange program.
Well, Ryunosuke is a law student. Susato technically isn't, but I don't think...
Legal defense helper, whatever it was.
She's yeah, because, like, in the Japanese courtrooms, women aren't even supposed to be there, so...
Yeah.
But
back in this
she's
day and
here as a
age.
legal assistant, and is quite competent.
And this is Herlock Shlomes, and Gina Lestrade was just a character. I don't know if she's based off an actual Herlock Shlomes Sherlock Holmes story. Is she?
I will say she is, but I won't tell you why.
Okay.
Until we get to a certain point in game 2.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, you know, we're almost on with the first entire game. This is like the last chapter of the first game. So we've been playing it quite a bit already. If you want to see the rest of it, it's all up on YouTube. You can take a look at all the old stuff too.
But that disc's mine. I had the ticket for his coat, and it was in this coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. That's what that rotten cove said, ain't it?
Yeah, he did mention something about another article, didn't he?
Well then, that's mine too. Whatever it is.
It's a mood. Now she's really pushing her luck.
Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Sholmes.
Oh God, poor Sholmes.
So what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening?
Eh?
Iris will be delighted to cook, I'm sure, and I might entertain you with a modest violin recital.
No tell.
Oh.
Why would I come around your place, eh? Have you lost your head or something?
I thought she was gonna say yes for a second. I thought she was gonna be like, I'm getting free food. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Oh dear, she's gone.
Hell yeah, George.
Having
Reviled?
I think reviled. Or maybe it's reviled? I don't know.
I think it's reviled.
Having reviled on me quite unnecessarily, I might add.
I can't help wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Just like they're eating in the middle, she's like on the ceiling, like just like pulling a Holmes here, just like, you know, just somewhere.
Interesting.
Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come.
Very well then. I'll inform Iris has had a place for our potential guest at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry. I believe I have a I believe I have a rather splendid surprise to show you.
Oh, how exciting. What is it?
You shall have to wait and see, Miss Usato. Until later, then.
I love him. All right, examine. Look at all the different things in the window of the shop.
Ah, that's Winterbanks, the pawnbrokery. Have you ever been in there, Mr. Naruhodo?
I have never heard of it at all. Please introduce me to the concept of a pawnbrokery. It looks so much smarter than the pawnbrokers in Japan, doesn't it?
Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally.
Hey, same here, Shisato. Same here. It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I miss it so. I felt so miserable.
What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Anyways, what? wait, are we
Yep,
legit?
legit. We didn't have to go far. Which answers the question also of how Sholmes was able to bring his giant ass thing over.
Yeah, it does. Like we're really goddamn close, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's already been since 2 months since we started taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. Oh, I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this.
Oh, I know. To actually be sharing accommodations with the world's greatest detective. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I will have not one regret.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd be happy to defend you, of course. Don't pull a Maya. Please don't pull a Maya. That's dangerous. Oh, so we can't go there. I think we gotta go to the suite. I just cannot find a comfortable way to sit on this chair today.
Hold on. Susie and Bruno. Come in, come in.
Good afternoon, Iris.
Thank you so much for breakfast this morning.
What is that in the background? V equals sigma p times v squared?
Something, velocity, something maybe. I don't know.
Velocity equals the sum of something times velocity.
Isn't P like force or something? I don't remember.
Why
so
is
long.
velocity on both sides of this thing?
No, it's... What is it?
Because sigma...
Is it mass times volume? I can't remember. It's been so long.
Well,
have mercy on me.
No, I mean like... But like, here's the thing, if we talk about math, like, there's V on both sides. How do you solve if V's on both sides? It's impossible. Oh, I mean, no, it is possible if you, if you use imaginary numbers or something, but, like, I don't remember imaginary numbers.
Well, I mean, if V's on both sides, then you just divide by V, easy peasy, but...
So 1 equals the sum of P times V, because it looks like it's, like, V...
So 1 equals... I don't know, man. Let's not do math. My brain is shut off for the day, and you want me to do math? How dare you? Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already.
Busy as always?
I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening.
Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you?
Oh yes, after all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess.
Why does everyone here have a gun? There are more guns in these past 2 games than there were in the entire original Ace Attorney trilogy. I swear to God. Like, there was 1 gun for Edgeworth. That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of.
No, there's several guns. People were shot all the time. But,
Yeah, oh, there was a gun for Manfred von Karma.
But we're in Britain now, which means no gun laws.
Yeah, all the guns in the original Ace Attorney were like, not pointed directly at us 90% of the times, except for that one time they said Merry Christmas. Yodo, thank you very much for the 20 biddies. Thank you. That means the world. Thank you. Look at those little eyes of hers shining.
Oh dear, it is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Ginny! Isn't that exciting? Oh, what a surprise. Yes, that's wonderful news.
Wow, Iris seems overjoyed at the idea.
I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional.
Whoa, Iris, no! Oh yes, it does sound like fun. Wait, what?
I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, I am sure. By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to?
Hurley? Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back.
Yeah, she's just like, I want to learn how to steal because Ginny can steal. Let her teach me how to steal. I want to learn. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry? I don't know who you are, but kindly take your...
I am in love with you.
I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. As you can see, I am not here. I don't know how to respond to that.
I do apologize. When he gets like this, he's completely oblivious to everything.
So like 24/7 he's like this, huh? Yeah, I see.
He's just dramatic like that. Really, he behaves just like a child sometimes, Hurley does.
Yeah, it's rude, Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship.
Yeah, but which one's which? Oh, wrong button. Yeah, except Iris is clearly the parent. Okay, thank you very much, Rinosuke. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are.
What's the matter, Runo? You have ever such a funny look on your face.
Oh no, it's nothing.
I know what it is. Why does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes? You're wondering, am I right?
How did you...
Oh, Bruno, I can read you like a book.
This girl's dangerous.
Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind.
Alright, we're gonna ask her anything, I guess. So, by Guinea, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the McGilda case 2 months ago, right?
Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although, after that trial, I invited her back here, and we had dinner together.
Aww.
And now we're the best of friends.
Aww.
Oh, what a lovely tale.
That's kind of sweet, yeah.
Yes, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can.
Wait, what?
Oh. And I chase her after her down the back alleys.
Wait, what?
She
Interesting.
starts screaming as I shoot at her again and again. We're ever the best of friends.
I love this. What the hell? Yeah, right? It's so good.
It's okay. It's okay. Her gun doesn't fire bullets. It just fires clouds of colored smoke.
For now. Hold on. I mean, to be fair, a 17-year-old running away from a 10-year-old kind of makes sense, actually. Like, what 17-year-old wants to deal with a child? Am I right? Like, here I am, almost 30. I don't want to deal with a fucking child either. I'd run away too. Especially that child has a gun just flailing it around. Like, you already have enough trouble being like, yeah, we're looking for a babysitter that we can underpay. Hey, you're 17. Can I pay you 15 bucks? You know, London kid be like, God. Mostly knives.
And then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade that I've developed.
What color is that?
Oh. There's so many beautiful colors in the world. Ginny wants me to make a whole rainbow.
I suppose this means you've let Miss Lestrade keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you?
Yes, that's right. I said that because we were talking about Ginny.
And you immediately went into her voice. I heard it for a second.
I got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now. It's so boring.
Poor Hurley.
Oh, I can't wait for Ginny to arrive. It's been too long since she came over. I'm so excited.
I just hope she actually does come. God, okay.
I'm sure you've been wondering why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you?
Well, it's crossed my mind that, and where are your real parents?
My mummy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mummy passed away when I was born. And around the same time, my father... Well, he had to go to a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on.
Oh. Wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley?
Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mystery cases together.
She didn't mention that before.
He wrote them all up in his diaries. That's what's in the metal chest over there.
Really? He recorded them all?
So, you mean it's true, Mr. Sholmes really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases? Oh yes, I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it?
So Mr. Sholmes' partner was your father?
Exactly. Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest. But that only made me want to look even more, so I opened it up. And you found your father's memoirs.
Better voice acting? Oh, thank you!
Yes, so I asked Hurley. Who wrote these? He nearly fell out of his chair. But then he told me. That's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father.
So Irish's father was Mr. Sholmes' partner. So, are we gonna ignore the fact that we did just, like, 2.5 months ago solve the case for a Mr. John Wilson who went to a faraway land? Like, are we ignoring this, Mr. Naruhodo? Are we ignoring this?
Yes. It's one of the few complaints I have. I've lived practically with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in.
You still are.
So it came as quite a shock. When Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy, I mean.
Oh, must have done.
I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you, and at such a young age. Hurley says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There's some things I could just see. Especially lies. I almost know when people are lying before they can open their mouths sometimes.
Right.
Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, actually. I'd always assumed Mr. Sholmes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solved the case, it all but vanishes from his mind.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, I see. The other day, it was so embarrassing. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again.
Oh my god! Oh my
He
god!
lives in a permanent Groundhog Day. It's quite like hell.
Oh, no, that's funny. Yeah, that's really funny.
It was quite a shock for everyone.
You can say that again.
You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. H. Wilson.
Finally.
Dr. John H. Wilson. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's what prompted me to study and study, so that I could earn a doctorate as well.
At fucking 10. Iris's father, who went to some distant land, and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. Nothing.
Yeah, must just be a coincidence.
Oh fuck! What is this dude's voice? God damn it! Fuck! What was this dude's voice?
He's very intimidating for a judge, so...
The court will now hear the trial of Yonosuke Naruhodo. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case.
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. That's right. This is a professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. And the man who, in the most bizarre circumstance, lost his life just before we left Japan. Mrs. Sato,
Yes.
perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time.
I think that would be for the best. What are you guys talking about?
Ah, my dear fellows! How good to see you!
I've missed you terribly. Where have you been?
It's been ages! Had you
I
told
was
me you'd
so
arrived...
lonely.
Have you told me you'd arrived, I'd have greeted you warmly, with a hug and a kiss on the cheek. I would have definitely, in no way, shape, and form, told you to have leave me alone, or have told you that I do not know who you are. Stop cursing for 10 minutes on point exchange. You're not cursing that much. Alright, here's the thing.
It's always the second it's redeemed, of course.
The problem is, these guys have redeemed it so fucking much that, oh, well, I mean, there you go. They've redeemed it so much that, like, I have artificially reduced my amount of cursing because I just do not want to do that many push-ups or sit-ups. But when I first put it up...
that's the goal of it, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the goal, but, like, I just, like... I have reduced my cursing so much. I think when I get into other games like Splatoon and Monster Hunter, I curse more because usually I'm just reading from a screen here. I'm reading from a script, you know what I'm saying? But with other games, I typically will curse a little bit more. That's for sure. Why ever did you not make it?
Where were you? I missed you.
I was so lonely. So stupid. I love him. Why ever did you not make your presence known to me before? Well, no matter now. So, how
How the devil are you? It's been
Missed
so
you.
long.
It's been so long.
We've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? I feel like this man and I share the same memory. Like, goodness, really?
Do tell me, Mr. Sholmes, is your violin unscathed?
Wow, you were with me? I don't remember exactly, Chip. My violin? Whatever you son of a bitch!
I have severe short-term memory loss, old chap.
Oh, chap, I haven't had a
I'm
memory.
constantly deducing who you are every minute of every day.
I deduce you are a man of Japanese origin, and from that,
No, wait. Russian.
you are the Russian terrorist, Mr. What was his name?
Villain something.
Villain Stroganoff. I don't fucking remember. I'm also cursing a lot. I see when you grow up is not good, but but I love it. I love cursing. It's like little spices on your word salad. Whatever you talk about, my dear madame. Never mind that. Now I have something far more interesting to show you. Behold, my dear. Did he just remake the entire thing? He did. Behold,
Do you
my
see
dear.
what I mean about, like, the metronome of this man's a moron to this man's a fucking genius?
Yeah, like, it's just like tick, tock, idiot, brilliant, idiot, brilliant. Behold, my dear fellows.
Oh, another music box disc.
That's suspicious. He is suspicious. It's amazing.
He's incredibly sus, but it's great.
No, not another disc, Mr. Sato. This is the one Gregson demanded we handed over as evidence, Mr. McGilded's disc.
Oh my.
Then what is it doing here? You know, at times, Mr. Naruto, I think that though I have an undeniable turn for detection, I may as well be even more adept at larceny. This man, this fucking man, this fucking man. Star Platinum Samurai. Oh, fuck. I am great at detecting things, but I am better at crime. Yeah, he's like everyone poses like a JoJo.
That would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant.
Everyone here poses like a JoJo character, fucking apparently.
And Bruno could be our go-to lawyer if we ever got caught.
No! Right.
Plus, Susie has such beautiful handwriting, she could write all our menacing crime notifications. Yes, I'd be delighted.
Wait, Susato, what? I'm just gonna pretend this conversation never happened, I think. I was just nodding like, yes, pretend it never happened, thank you. Which is like this is what we've been saying with the Naruhodo clan. It's just like everything they say is written on their face.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't understand. How did that disc come into your possession? I thought Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. Wait, what? It's chocolate.
That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes.
Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. I'll be taking that, whatever it is, Mr. McGilded, down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. If the police demands something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Please allow me to quickly press my chocolate bar against the little nodules so I can make a perfect replica when I get home. For the previous moments, I had the disc in my hands, did I not? Yeah, you did, but I still don't understand.
Well, you dumb fuck, let me explain.
Well, you dumb, stupid idiot. Allow me to explain exactly what I've done. It was precisely at the moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc into the pair of bars like that. I think I found the real. Everyone just is insane. Yeah, everyone's insane. It's just Naruhodo's the only one that's somewhat sane.
He's an idiot and a genius and an idiot and a genius. I love him.
I mean, this is kind of brilliant though. Like, this is good. He's kind of like smart.
I pressed the disc into a pair of bars like this.
That's amazing. The disc and all the minuscule protrusions have an image in the caramel.
Indeed, this caramel is quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know.
Oh yeah, it did say Sholmes caramel.
Yeah, it did say Sholmes caramel on it.
Suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting, as a result of precisely controlled solutions.
Again. Fucking genius.
Like, like, here's the thing. Now I'm hungry. Same here. Hello, fuckito. Here's the thing, right? What if he's just like, you know how like everyone's like, oh yeah, in D&D you need to go through the keyhole? Well, I get a piece of gum out and I put the gum into the keyhole and make the shape of a key. You know what I'm saying? Is that why he has this caramel? Is why his one and only friend is just like,
yes. I have to break into someone's house. Perfect. Allow me to shove my caramel into their lock. Yes. And now I shall make a counterfeit key to sneak into the house whenever I should choose.
I don't think that's how keys work, but... How extraordinary.
Carrying a pair of these on one's persons frequently proves to be useful indeed. Take a housekeeper.
gotcha.
Well, that's different from what you were saying.
I mean, fair.
You're saying stick gum into there.
Take a house key, for example. A simple press and its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's... I can rob you blind at a moment's notice. Give me your keys, Mr. Naruhodo. I must see what devilish things you have in your consultancy agency.
Which is in my house. Which I have keys to anyways.
But I want to show my prowess as a brilliant detective genius man.
Oh, fuck. Can't deal with this, man.
I can enter anyone's property at will, and never without high sucrose nourishment. And never without...
This man is the first victim of Beholder.
And never without high sucrose nourishment.
Yeah, it sounds illegal.
For the image, I was able to create this. I confess I was most curious to know what manner of music this disc would issue from this disc when played.
Can we listen to it?
You tell us then, Mr. Sholmes. What music does the disc play?
Well, unfortunately, I have no idea.
No idea?
None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows?
No, I'm afraid not.
Goodness, you don't know, Runo. Inside a music box, there's a special metal piece called a comb. That's what produces the sound. Small... Fuck off. Protuberance stuck with different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making the different notes. The first music boxes to be invented using a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it.
That's a rough word.
But over time, a new player was introduced, which used discs such as these.
What are these words? I don't even know what these words are. Yeah.
With that development, the popularity of music boxes spread far and wide all across the globe.
Why exactly?
Because discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are many great firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result.
It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music even when no performer is present.
But it's the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem that we shall surmount in a few words.
What do you mean?
As you may imagine, the construction of one firm's music box does not match that of another. And we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. There's no resolution to this problem. I'm afraid it's quite intraceable.
I see. So that's why.
Naturally, we'll break into Mr. McGilded's house and steal his music box as well. I have already gotten the high sucrose imprint of his house key. And Mr. Naruhodo, we will be committing theft tonight with Miss Lestrade. Naturally, I tested the disc and the few music boxes I have at my disposal. But as you can hear, to no avail.
Someone is robbing the bank, bot. Hope you remember what he said in the Dance Dance deduction. Someone's robbing. No one's robbing the bank. The bank's fine.
The results were equally satisfactory in this one. So, I am presently engaged with the acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe.
What single one? That's Hurley for you, always taking things too far.
Just a wee bit, like... Can't you just find out what kind Mr. McGilded had by breaking into his house? Or talking to Gregson? Just for like a little bit. Just like, hey Gregson, what kind of music...
Gregson wouldn't be happy that we made a copy of the disc for
He
sure.
doesn't need to say that part. He doesn't need to say that part. He can just say like, yo, I want a music box. What kind does Mr. McGilded have? You know what I'm saying? Like...
Yeah, sure, that's not suspicious.
Hey, Mr. Gregson, you know, I got my hand recently on some really cool music discs, and I was wondering, they look just like the one from, you know, Mr. McGilded's. Totally unrelated, but what kind of box do you use, you know?
But, my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution.
Throughout a long day, Kalinichta Yorgo, have a good one.
But surely they're all the different types of in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true. In the worst case, 5.
I just have to vacate the attic room. What?
Magnus McGilded, not a name I expected to hear again so soon.
Yeah, it's only been 2 months since that grisly case. Let's flash back again one more time. Mr. McGilded perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Was it the curse of the Reaper? Who knows? Still, now. No one knows. Still, now. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ash. Not a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGilded's innocence in the trial,
The newspapers are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case.
you believe it's unsolved too. The murderer of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice Fired Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And although Mr. McGilda was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. It would appear the case is not yet closed.
Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Ginny will be here before long.
Thank you, Iris.
Oh, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do.
Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'll be like everything's still gonna be on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get another pillow to like use on my chair because like this chair is like uncomfortable today. Holy shit! One second. Come back. Like, I'm literally just going across the room though, not going far. Like I'm already back, so like, I just wanted to say I'll be right back. I didn't want anyone to get scared, you know. Sometimes being alone is scary. Ugh, hold on. Oh. God, that's much better. Okay. I need to actually like, get a new chair soon. Like this is an old chair back from that I think my family's had for at least a decade or two. Yeah, I should get rid of it soon. All right. I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Let this be a lesson to you, Mr. Sholmes. I never leave anything too precious for the pawnbroker. Yes, you may be right.
Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Wendebank said before. He said that he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he?
Did he? Yeah, I definitely mentioned it. Mr. Sholmes' latest tales of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom, were his words, I believe.
So you heard about that, did you? I expect you were as incensed as I was. Oh yes, the idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Windibank's storeroom, gathering dust.
My dear madame, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it. More secure than a bank's vault.
And what about your Stradivarius, Hurley? Was that safe and secure?
Well, there may be the occasional mix-up caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from me now.
Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Baskerville story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hounds of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it.
What? She never said the full title.
Ah.
Did you take it out? Did she steal it? What's going on here? Why does it feel like I should have just slept through the room?
Susie, what did you just say?
Did she steal it?
You said the Hound of the Baskervilles. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's...
If she stole this thing. That's because Miss Susato is such a great fan of all the stories about Mr. Sholmes, of course.
Bruno, the Hounds of the Baskervilles has never been published.
What?
When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it yet.
I don't understand.
That's why he said he'd keep it safe. until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see.
So that's how the manuscript of that Winterbanks.
And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley, what's going on?
Are we gonna dance around Susie? We're gonna dance around her. Ah! What is it, Mrs. Holmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Mr. Strahd!
This was a bad idea. God, it's because I've been switching. This was a bad idea. I knew I shouldn't have. I knew I weren't welcome. I gotta.
Yeah, you're good. Take a second.
I'm going. It's gonna be I'm gonna have to just speak as her until I eventually fall into it.
No, wait, Miss Lestrade. We've all been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Haven't we, Iris?
Oh yes, just wait there, Ginny. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come along, Susie.
She's gonna be tortured now. She's gonna be fucking. I can't believe Susato legit just was so obsessed with this novel. She broke into the pawnbrokery, fucking stole it. Like, there's no other explanation. She stole the fucking novel.
Right, of course. It's a pleasure to see you here, Miss Lestrade. Please, make yourself at home.
Don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come along in. What say you to some...
Mendelssohn, I think?
Mendelssohn. I won't take no for an answer. Meddlesome it is, then. I love him. Look at him. Look at how dapper he is!
What a good boy.
He has a bow! Such a nice and regal color, too. It's like a maroon. I love it. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sholmes' violin performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night.
Sleight of hand is probably a good skill to have. Although picking locks is probably a better skill to have.
Yeah. That was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it? Now tell me, why the fuck did you steal that manuscript, Susato?
Oh yes, Iris's cooking was truly divine.
This is so sus. She's so sus. And I feel as though I can still hear the enchanting strains of Mr. Sholmes' violin even now.
Best of all, I bet I could steal his glasses from the top of his lordship's face the next time we're in court. I'm going to try it. You can't stop me. Hodo-san, could I consult with you about something, I wonder?
Now we have to defend her in court, god damn it! What's the matter, Susato-san?
It's about the telegram I received.
Oh, forgot about that actually. Ah, the one that arrived first thing this morning, I suppose.
I've been summoned.
What? Summoned? What do you mean?
The telegram was from the Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Strongheart asked me to go see him. Asked to see me.
Lord Chief Justice? When?
Tomorrow morning.
What? Then we have to start preparing at once.
Oh no, that won't be necessary, Naruhodo-san. I've been summoned alone.
That's suspicious. Alone? What on earth for?
I have no idea. I suppose I shall find out tomorrow.
This is suspicious. I don't like this. What's all this about? Whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Oh, who could that be, I wonder? I knew it was her.
Good evening, friends.
Ah, Iris, hello again. Oh, shit.
And Gina, too. Yes, Ginny's going to stay with us tonight. She's going to sleep in with me. Isn't that right, Ginny? Well, yeah. How lovely. Let me make a pot of tea. You know, I've learned so much today.
Is she just gonna be like, I stole my manuscript back from you, Susato-san. Now tell me, why'd you take it?
Oh, what in particular? All those things Ginny showed us. Wasn't it wonderful?
I mean, those pickpocketing techniques, we all had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we?
I think I've awakened a natural talent. I could
No.
earn a living from it.
No, don't do it, Iris. You might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. So, what brings you up to our humble quarters at this late hour?
Well, you see, I came to return this.
Wait, let me see my court record. Still in there. Never mind. I would not have been able to. Okay. Wait, what? That's mine!
Oh my, however did you? I told you, didn't I? I have a natural talent for it.
I have a long arm! Oh yes, I've forgotten. Iris is literally a child genius.
So anyway, here, you can have it back. Not that I really understand why you wear it, though.
Ah, thank you.
Alright then, good night.
Yes, good night.
So this is your office, is it?
Wait, I thought you said good night.
What do you think, Ginny? I think it wouldn't fancy me chances with a lawyer what lives in a place like this. Yes, me too.
It seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about.
I suppose she probably wants to talk about the manuscript.
Yeah, I suppose she probably does!
Iris, I suppose you're hoping to talk about the manuscript, aren't you? Aren't you going to tell me? I'm so sorry. I need a little more time, please. For plot reasons.
Oh my god.
Alright, I understand.
Wait, what?
I hope I haven't made you feel awkward.
This is a mature 10-year-old.
Oh no, not at all, Iris. Not at all. I don't know what this is all about, really, but it's a story you made up. Is it, Iris? This mantle script, or whatever you call it. It's not exactly a story that I made up. It's something I read in Daddy's diaries. Daddy's? That's right. I don't suppose I've mentioned it to you before, Ginny, but my daddy was Hurley's assistant once, his partner. Eh? They solved all sorts of strange and mysterious cases together. Is that right, mister?
Apparently so. I was surprised as you are, though.
And Daddy wrote all the details of every single case down, you see, in his diaries. So I study them and write my stories based on what actually happened. So, where's your old man now then? He had to go away on urgent business to a faraway land. and he'll be gone a very long time.
Let's bring it lightly.
So, I've never really met him. Oh, right.
Come to think of it, I don't know anything about Gina's parents either. Perhaps we should ask her. Iris, this Hound of Baskerville story. I think it's another tale inspired from your father's accounts?
That's right. I thought it was fascinating. But it's different somehow. From the other cases, I mean.
Oh, how?
I don't really know, but must be special in some way. Because after I'd written it, I showed the manuscript to Hurley. He turned as white as a sheet. It was the first time I'd ever seen him like that.
It pains me to say this after you toiled over this for so long, Iris, but this story must not be published at this time, under any circumstance.
But why not? It's one of my best works.
I'm not at liberty to say, not now, so please do not ask me.
Alright then, I won't.
But I do solemnly swear that I will explain everything one day, Iris, when the time is right.
And that's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Winterbank, isn't it?
Yes. Hurley said it had to be somewhere very safe. That really gets my goat, that does. He's treating you like a child. That's mean, that's what it is. Keeping secrets like that.
I'm sure Mr. Sholmes isn't trying to be mean.
Eh?
He said he wasn't at liberty to talk about it. I'm sure there must have been a very good reason.
I think so too. You lot are too trusting for your own good. But you can't pull the wool over my eyes. Sholmes is lying to Iris. I bet my life on it.
What?
Hurley's lying to me.
Oh god, what are you trying to do? You're such a bad influence.
I take my rogue, and I sit him at the tavern in the corner, with his hood gently over his face, looking menacingly, looking down, not looking at anyone else, because he's so edgy.
Edgelord, I love it. I realize that I don't know anything about your parents, Gina.
I ain't got any, have I? Never did have. Oh. Look, Eastend's full of orphans like me. No one wants nothing to do with us from the minute we're born, not even our mums. But we all stick together. The older ones look after the little ones and make sure they get by. That's why you're a pickpocket. Nah, diving's my life. I love it. I get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiot's purse.
Love it.
And that's how we all afford to eat. I'm like Robin Hood, ain't I? That's how I see it. Oh, Gina. I do think about it sometimes. What it'd be like to have parents, I mean. Well, I always thought it'd make everything right. But having listened to what Iris just said, sounds like having parents ain't always easy either. Oh. I mean, if you know you never had them, you don't feel like you're always wanting to meet them.
Damn. Good point, though.
It's true. I do want to see Daddy so much. Oh, Iris.
Oh, we're gonna tell her. Gina, what do you mean by when you said that you know Mr. Sholmes is lying to Iris?
Well, he reckons he popped that mantle script or whatever, right? But come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish. Oh my, why would you think that, Gina? It's simple. That story really was in old Windybank's storeroom. There's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words you, could know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. But Hurley would never do something like that. I'm sure of it. Ha! Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, the lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling you, that mantle script ain't at Windybank's. You'd soon see if you had a look. Even if you think you can trust him, I don't. That Holmes is a lawyer, just like the rest of them. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. Say. Oh, but I don't mean I think that he sold it. I meant that I do sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Iris. He's a sussy baka.
Oh my goodness, look at the time. Come along, Ginny. We should head back downstairs. Yeah, alright. And please, don't mention any of this to Hurley, will you?
No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina.
You must let me make breakfast for you tomorrow morning. I insist. Oh, yes, please. I can't wait, Susie. Good night, then.
Damn, they're having a girl sleepover, not even inviting Susato. God damn, brutal. Iris, it sure is easy to forget, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks just like an adult, but deep down, she's still just a child.
Well, I think it's time that I turned in for the night too, Naruhodo-san.
Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris's father, but also name of the murdered visiting professor at Yume University. It can't be mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. Naruhodo! Mr. Naruhodo! I'm assuming this is Herlock. A voice. That's Mr. Sholmes. Hey, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
What's going on? It's the middle of the night. It's Miss Lestrade. She's gone. Gina? She was supposed to be sleeping in Iris's room, but her bed is empty. Well, she's an independent young woman. She's probably decided to go home, no? I think not, from speaking to her before she's retired. I received the distinct impression she was looking forward to breakfasting with Miss Susato. No, I don't believe this girl's gone home, but I've been waiting for over an hour now. Over an hour? Oh. If you'll indulge me, look out the window, my dear fellow. What's this about? It's a murder scene. Oh shit. Wait a minute, why is there a light on at this time of night? That's Mr. Windibank's pawnbrokery. Mr. Windibank's. Oh no.
It's simple. If that store really was an old Windibank storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words, you, could know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you.
Could Gina have gone? It seems you have some knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruto.
Sorry? Oh, no. No, not really.
Well, anyway, we must investigate at once.
Sorry, at once.
Mr. Sato! They are going for the bank. They're going for the bank. Yeah, they're going to rob the bank.
The door to Windibank's is open.
And the lamp is burning.
It must be Gina, mustn't it? Let us hope it's nothing more sinister. What? Come, there's not a moment to lose. Clearly something's afoot inside.
There's no one here.
Oh yes, there is.
Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes!
What the? Has Sholmes been shot?
Leave me, Mr. Naruto. But, after them, go!
Right! I could not see the silhouettes fast enough. Blast! I've lost them. Fuck!
I don't think that's me.
Hold
That's
on.
not me.
Is it that really crazy guy from before? Not.
I don't think so. I think this is a new one, but I'm not sure.
All
I
right.
can't remember off the top of my head who this is. I don't think it's...
Hello, what am we here? Oh, there we go. It's Bobby. You lot just raised from the prom booker, sir. What do you know anything about that?
Officer, come with me. My friend, Mr. Sholmes, he's been shot.
Short? Oi, crikey, mate. Not Australian, but you know. With the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Windibank's. Chip the clip master, let's go. Oh shit, animated.
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Naruto,
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door.
Wait, where's the blood?
It's not rated M. They can't show it in the animation.
Fair enough.
Hurry!
Oh shit! Hey, there's blood right there. Gina?
It's Gina!
Oh shit!
Dun dun dun.
She's gonna be accused of murder again. God damn it, we gotta defend her. Gina, can you just talk to us instead of acting out on your own, please? Like, come on. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use the restroom quickly. I'll put on a quick ad break before we do that. And we'll be right back in a second, alright? Sound good, everyone?
Righty, be back soon.
Be back soon, guys. So I did just read the most interesting thing I read in the past 10 minutes when I was, off for a second. I read an asteroid the size of 69 alligators will be passing us.
What?
Okay, so this was posted yesterday by the Science Times. Headline: Massive asteroid about the size of 69 American alligators will pass by Earth Tuesday, NASA warns. A supermassive asteroid the size of almost 69 alligators will be flying close to our planet Tuesday based on NASA's asteroid tracker. The asteroid in question is named 2023 CM, according to the Center of Near-Earth Object Studies at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The outlet noted that the metric used in the total length is not a specific part of the gator's body. The space rocket's an estimated diameter of 320 meters. Out of the asteroid is about 590 feet wide. The Jerusalem Post added that this massive gators would weigh around 31,050 kilograms. And the odds of the asteroid is high, being heavier is higher. Oh. I love American. I love American measurements. An asteroid the size of 69 alligators.
Perfect.
It's so Florida. Clipping time, right, Chip. Oh fuck. It's gonna be further past. It's gonna be further away than our moon is, but like it's gonna hit Earth's gravitational field essentially. But it's gonna zoom by us. But it's so fucking funny that it's like.
I mean, will we be able to see it?
No, I don't think
We
so.
won't. Oh.
I think it's just like passing us, just like vaguely. Like it's further out than the moon is. Like maybe if you had like a really good telescope, you could see it.
I don't know. We can see the moon, but
It's nowhere near the size of the moon. It's the size of 69 alligators.
I guess.
All right, hold on, wait.
Sad.
How many alligators is the moon? The moon of no, hold on. How wide is the moon? The moon is 2,000. What? All right, let's get that in. Let's get that in feet. So miles to feet. We need 2,159.1. 2,159.1. That's 11,400,048 feet. So if we calculator, if we take 11,400,048 feet and divide that by the length of an adult American alligator. It's 8.2 feet, so divide that by 8.2. All right. The moon is as long and as wide as 1,390,249.7 adult American alligators. So, I think something that's as big as 69 alligators is going to be a little small compared to that.
Damn it.
Which means, hold on. The moon is 20,148 times the size.
So like maybe 1 pixel in the night sky.
1 pixel in the night sky, yeah. So oh fuck. That's funny. So I love it that there's like asteroid the size of 69 alligators.
Bang.
I'll be all right, Mr. Naruto. After them, go.
Funny would it be if Naruto was like, right, and then she just immediately trips running out the door and just face palms into the ground and faints immediately.
Yeah. Behind that storeroom, hurry.
Oh, she has a gun in her hand. Is that... It's Gina? With a gun? God damn it, Gina. What did you do?
I shot him. Shot him dead, didn't I?
From that moment, Windy Bank's pawnbroker became a crime scene. Everything that followed happened in a whirlwind of activity. Didn't she just say she would never take me as a defense attorney?
Yeah.
Where's your smugness now, asshole? The arrival of the police, the preliminary investigation of the scene, and the questioning. It was just before dawn, before I was allowed back at my lodgings at 221B. We had 5 hours of shit, okay. Oh, Iris!
A telegram came. All it said was, wait at home.
Oh, yes, we asked one of the policemen to have it sent. It was simply impossible to come back.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Hurley and Ginny were gone. Everyone was gone. What happened, Bruno?
God damn it, she's gonna know when I lie, huh? All of us have that smug face. All of us just have a smug face when doing this case. Gina doesn't. Poor Iris, she's trembling. She's obviously trying very hard not to let herself get too worried. I'll explain everything that I know.
Something awful has happened, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Iris, but Mr. Winterbanks is dead. He was shot, we discovered, in the early hours of the morning.
Oh yes, I had a feeling.
You did?
Well, I saw all of those police carriages pulling up outside his shop. So I knew something must have happened there.
When we entered the Winterbanks in the small hours, we disturbed a gang of 2 thugs. They ran out of the street and I chased after them, but they got away.
So it was one of them who shot old Mr. Winterbank, I suppose.
I don't know, but that's not what the police believe at the moment.
Oh, why not?
They arrested someone else as their prime suspect, you see. Gina.
Ginny? But why?
Well, the thing is...
No, Ginny wouldn't do something like that.
I know. None of us think she did it.
Then why have they arrested her?
I'm sorry. There was nothing I could do. Okay, got a lot of shit to cover here.
Yeah. So where's Hurley then? Is he still there investigating the scene, alive, without any extra holes in his body?
No.
He really ought to have some breakfast. It's not good for him to miss meals.
Oh my God, she's gonna be my my judicial aid this round, isn't she? She's gonna be the Pearl this round. Like for once, like you know, for like one case, she's gonna be there with me while Susano's doing whatever the fuck she's doing. I don't want you to worry, Iris, but I have some news about Mr. Sholmes. He was taken to the hospital this morning.
What?
Well, when we entered Winterbanks, a gun was fired and he took a bullet.
Hurley was shot? No.
It's all right. His life isn't in danger.
Really? Are you sure? Where is he? Which hospital?
He's at St. Sinners? They're attending to him there.
I must see him. At once.
I'm sorry, Iris, but you can't.
Why not? That's not fair. I'm a family member. I should be allowed.
No, I mean, nobody can see him at the moment. He's not allowed any visitors. They're preparing to operate, you see.
To operate? Oh, poor Hurley.
Oh, okay. We're getting a lot of doubles here. It was those two thugs who were in Mr. Winterbank's shop. They shot Mr. Sholmes when we disturbed them, you see. It was pitch black inside the shop at the time. My mind went totally blank, I'm afraid. I just froze. After them! Go! After that, I ran into the street, but, well, they were long gone. I shouldn't have hesitated. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I let them get away.
How dare you? I think that's a very good thing.
Sorry?
Well, if you'd seen which way they went, chased after them, you might have been shot as well, Bruno. On top of everything else, I couldn't bear that.
Oh, Iris.
Where's Susie, Bruno?
She's at the police station.
Oh, why?
I expect she's still being questioned. The police said they wouldn't be finished for a while.
Why aren't you there then?
Well, I didn't get a good look at the criminals anyways, so they weren't questioning me for long. And Mr. Sato stayed behind at the scene to tend to Mr. Sholmes, so they didn't get started until later.
Ah, I see.
Besides, one of us had to come back to be with Iris. I'm glad Inspector Gregson agreed to me leaving early.
You should have let me know, and I would have come to the station. I don't understand why they arrested Ginny. It's not fair. What about those two thugs that were at the scene? Why aren't they the prime suspects? After all, they shot Hurley dead, didn't they?
He's not dead! No, I mean, Mr. Sholmes isn't dead, Iris.
Ah, this is all so horrible.
The thing is, Mr. Winterbank was found on the floor in the storeroom where he keeps his deposited articles. And the store door was locked from the inside.
I see.
But he wasn't alone in there. Gina was found next to him on the floor as well.
Oh no.
And according to the detectives who investigated afterwards...
Don't tell me. There's no one else in the room.
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know?
It's the only explanation.
Yes, the only explanation indeed.
What do you mean by that, Bruno? Well?
What can I say now? I'm damned if I agree, damned if I don't. I'm afraid I'll need to go out again now, Iris. There's not much I can do at the moment, but I can at least try to find out how Mr. Sholmes and Gina are getting on.
I want to go too. Take me with you, Bruno. I can't stand just sitting around here waiting.
I'm not sure how I feel about taking a 10-year-old child to the scene of a murder. Hey,
Can you imagine taking someone, a 10-year-old child, or someone younger? Like, imagine a 6-year-old child or a 7-year-old child going to a crime scene. That would be crazy.
Imagine, like, bringing a 6-year-old child to a crime scene who could sense spirits, and, like, those spirits torment her when she's at that crime scene. That didn't exactly happen, but you know.
Imagine dragging around a 6-year-old child while you're in the middle of being ransomed from a kidnapping situation. Absolutely crazy.
Imagine. Oh, fuck. It's literally just Pearls again. Except instead of spirits, she has a gun.
What an upgrade.
I don't know. Pearl came with Mia once in a while. That was pretty helpful.
Is it as helpful as a gun?
You know what? I think there have been plenty of times against Godot that gun would have helped.
Cryptic messages. Gun.
But I don't want to leave her all alone here either. Alright, Iris, perhaps you can help me.
Oh yes, I'd love to.
Excuse me. Gina's at the prison. Mr. Sholmes is probably in his hospital bed.
And don't forget we have to visit the crime scene. We need to conduct a thorough investigation.
Ah, I can see you're ready for action. Imagine Irish would appreciate going to the hospital sooner rather than later. The crime scene it is. No, I'm kidding. I'm really glad it's not Dr. Hottie or any shit like that. That'd be horrible. Like, I do not want to see Dr. Hottie's great British granddad. I would not want to see that.
Hurley! Oh.
He's dead.
It's his obituary.
That room is in poor condition, just a bit, yeah.
He's not here.
No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she?
He's turned into a ghost, Bruno. Oh, I know what's probably happened.
He fucking needed.
Hurley was being a big baby, and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home.
I'm not sure about that. Baby or not, there's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholm suffered. Oh, shit.
There was blood everywhere, Iris. Let me describe to you in vivid detail. Oh.
Hello, what have we here? The ward's off limits, no visiting. So what you doing in the eye?
Well, Scotland Yard, Gumshoe, I'll have you know, we're Hurley's next of kin. Both of us.
Hey, we're begging your pardon then, ma'am, sir. A little lady that kills is a gent. The great mystery solver as a mysterious family, eh? So you want to see us? Sure.
Yes, it's a found family. I'm very proud of it. Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley?
I believe currently in the operating theater, ma'am. Undergoing extensive operation.
Extensive?
It's been since he went in.
Oh dear. Is he going to be alright? This is Victorian times. I don't know if being under for several hours is a good thing.
Well, it doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is.
Oh.
I heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it'd be fair to assume he won't be back here for several hours yet.
He's just gonna bleed out for several hours because he had coffee.
Basically. That's your lesson for you, kids. Don't drink coffee or you'll die from
Don't
surgery.
drink coffee after 9 p.m. Answer so.
I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later.
Oh, poor Hurley.
Talking the hats off every operator. Hello, Gina. Why do you have a gun in jail?
So you let me put this gun in here. Oh, you still have the grenade launcher Hurley and I made.
I wish you would have put it at me all the time, though.
What are you here for? Ginny? Why am I talking like this?
Charlie! Ow, that hurts, Charlie! Sorry, I had to get you a bit. Excuse me. I have a feeling it's because of us you ended up in trouble. So we were thinking that we might be able to help you.
Well, you can't.
Sorry.
You heard. Get lost. Don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't. You think You think you know me? Pull the other one. Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. If I saw me chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I could lay me hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am.
You didn't mention anything about murder there, though.
But Ginny, I'll be in court tomorrow, they said. Some cove came by here before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or like. Said it was my right or something. But I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one.
She couldn't be staring at me more obviously if you tried.
Why are you being like this, Ginny?
Press the wrong button. I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away?
He wanted me to sign some papers. Representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway. The whole trial. They'll pin it on me 'cause I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. Why do you think that? 'Cause that's how it's always been for me, growing up in the back slums, my whole life. If you do what the grown-ups tell you, it'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers, or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all. Been sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it. You can't trust no one, that's the point. As soon as you do, you're gone to grass, dead.
Gina, listen. If you like, at tomorrow's trial, I could.
Forget it. Ginny, don't you trust Runo? Nah, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone.
Will you tell us what happened, Gina, last night at the pawnbrokers?
There's nothing to tell. I figured it'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. But the old bloke walked up on me and you know the rest. But why, Ginny? Why would you do that? Ain't obvious. Place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work and half the time you don't even get nothing.
Is that really why you broke into the place?
What?
Are you sure that that's the true reason? Wasn't something else?
Oh, give it a rest. What be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say that would make a blind bit of difference. Please tell us, Ginny. We'll believe you, whatever it is. Believe me. Don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to lawyers, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies?
What do you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are, eh? Maybe we can help.
Sorry. We're out of time. You're gonna wanna question me now. Annie, please. Oh yeah. I want to give you this. Something to remember me by.
It's a cat. A photographic print of a really adorable cat.
I found it in one of the pockets of this coat, Ain't no point with me having it.
Damn it. It's not in here yet.
I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat. Anyway, don't bother coming again, boy. Oh, Ginny.
Now it's there. Look at the back of this print here. There's something written on it.
13th of February, 9 o'clock p.m. Article deposited, 1 small box. Loan amount paid, 10 shillings. Redemption deadline, 13th of April, 9 o'clock p.m.
So this photographic print is a redemption ticket.
13th February, that could be significant. It was just 2 days before the murder on the omnibus, wasn't it?
A small box. It doesn't tell us much, does it?
Bruno, if Mr. McGilded still had the ticket, then presumably he never redeemed the article. So do you think the box might still be present somewhere in the shop?
Ooh. Ah, yes! That's something Mr. McGilded deposited. We need to investigate. This is an adorable little cat. I think it looks a little like Wagahai. I always thought that cats like to curl up inside under the heated kotatsu blanket when it snowed. Maybe British cats are different. Nah, they're still bitches in Britain or in the United States. Pains in the asses they are. It's a lot of bobbies.
This is where it happened then, last night.
That's right. The two thugs I told you about were ransacking the place, looking for valuables.
But apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything had happened. There's no sign of a disturbance.
There's like a broken glass down there. No, you're
No
right.
sign of a disturbance at all.
There's blood everywhere.
No sign of a disturbance. Not the bloody calendar, not the broken plate. All perfectly normal.
Wait, bloody calendar?
You didn't see?
Well, I'm going to
Feel free
now.
there.
Yeah, I'm going to now. But no, you're right about that, actually.
In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking.
Find the camera thing? Camera thing. I know what you mean. They're like a gang of organized criminals, all dressed in black.
Hey, cab, Bruno.
Hey, Kevin. Oh, yeah, I heard that. Oh, Inspector. Good morning. Suppose I ought to thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before I was disturbed, at least. Shame on you letting the rogues get away. Mind. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I thought you'd assigned extra men to the beat around here, Gregsy. Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty. You should have the bobbies walk 500 miles per day. Never see their wives, never.
Ah! Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming!
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see that he has the very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship! The very best doctors in the capital are tending to him as we speak.
I don't think it's Bruno's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job.
Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am, as you say. The jet in black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Would you believe it? He's like a completely different person with fire wrist. Talk about a personality change. Oh, where are me manners? You thirsty, your ladyship? Perhaps you'd like some juice. Some nice, refreshing fruit juice. What the fuck is he doing? This is so uncomfortable. Like, I don't like him without his hat at all. It doesn't look good. Like, he already doesn't have a chin, which I could accept. That's fine. But like, something about his face and his body head, he's just being nice because she gives him money. I know, but like, it's just... he doesn't look... He looks like a cucumber. Like,
Gives him money, and also because she writes about him in the books.
He looks like a cucumber. I don't like it.
Oh, why? Are you thirsty, Gregsy? I have some of my special herbal tea with me, if you'd like some.
In the thermos. Ah, lovely. Very much. Hit the spot, your ladyship. I don't even recognize him like this. Something I wanted to examine first.
Alright then, let's see what we can uncover.
Oi, what you think you're doing, Sunshine? You can't touch anything in here. Oh, but we're hoping to investigate. This is a crime scene, for Pete's sake. No touching.
What's the problem, Gregsy? Bruno's a lawyer, you know that.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Naruto was to have been properly appointed by the accused, that'd be another matter. The accused? If you could show me some representation papers, I'd only be too happy to let you nose around.
Did you hear that, Bruno? You need Ginny to sign some representation papers.
Looks like presenting the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way. So we gotta talk to
Off we go.
Well, no, we probably have to talk about getting the papers first, don't we? So, how is the investigation going, Inspector? Nothing to it, really. It's a very simple case, this. Very definitive evidence. We're just about to charge that diver we arrested last night, in fact. Gina, you're going to charge her? That's right. Should be able to bring her before a judge at the Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid.
Ah, I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
What the?
And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you?
How could you? How? How could you possibly know that?
I had a feeling, that's all.
You want me to never try to keep a secret from Iris? You've arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you? Well, yes, they were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads at the beat. And Mr. Strahd is being held at the prison. She should be. Assuming she hasn't lifted the key from the jail, of course. That's a good point, actually. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition? Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
Sorry, I had to take a sip of water.
No, you're good, I feel you, I've been doing that too.
Well, I know he's being operated on at St. Sinner's. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital's policy. No visiting at all.
Oh. If they visit, you'll see their horrible malpractice.
The bullet must have hit an artery in his midriff. He lost a fair bit of blood.
Oh no.
You didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so. But hemorrhage like that is something to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down. The Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know. Anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. They've got to stop that bleeding.
He's been bleeding out for several hours. How is he alive?
I know, right? I was gonna say, like, it's been 5 goddamn hours. Holy shit.
But he will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better.
Of course, your ladyship. You'll be right as rain before you know it.
Really? How do you know?
Hey, how do I? Because, of course. Oh, yes, because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective. That's why. We better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again.
Oh dear. Please don't die, Hurley. A great attorney.
I'll report to your
The great
lady.
Ace Attorney adventures will be so lonely without you, Hurley.
I'll report to your ladyship the moment I hear he's out of operating theater. I just like. I'm wondering if we're going to do the dance deduction with her. Like, that'd be kind of funny.
Well, remember, she already did her deduction, and she doesn't need course correction. Remember, she deduced all that stuff about you and Susato?
Yeah, but like...
She doesn't need course correction.
Just need
She's got it.
What if we need course correction? And she course corrects us? I couldn't help but noticing, Inspector. What? Outfit, sunshine. Well, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris. Watch the sauce, Sonny. I'm a cop and we don't go into favoritism.
He's right. You do treat us differently.
It's because of those adventures of Herlock Sholmes stories. That's why. Oh. I crop in them, don't I? Inspector Tobias Gregson. Tobias.
Oh, well, yes, because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's.
What did you write about the inspector, Iris?
I don't remember, really.
Just like Herlock would do, huh? It was one of Sholmes' lines. Gregson is the smartest of Scotland Yard, is how he put it.
Oh, did I write that? I was completely talking out of my butt.
And you know what that one line did for me, eh? Very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you. Oh, that's amazing. All because everyone in the yard reads them. And they read all the Herlock Sholmes stories. They even set up a fan club for me.
Of course, that explains everything. It was around that time you became such a toady to me.
Can you blame me? All I had to take was one bad word from you and Sholmes could change his tune around me. Gregson, no. The great detective will say he's getting quite overrated these days. Think of what happened to my salary if that came out to print, eh? The only thing gives me the willies. I can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost worrying about it.
That would never happen, Gregsy.
Every month when the new Rance magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Anyways, here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves.
Ah, lovely. Very much. To hit the spot, your ladyship. Teetotal. Oh yeah, there's something I was supposed to talk to you about actually, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, what is it? I've got an important message for you. Clean forgot about it till now. Important message? I wonder what it could be. You gonna tell me what this important message is then, Inspector? Yeah, it's about your young lady who's normally by your side, your sister.
Dear Susie, is she alright?
She's at the station. Oh, she's at the station. Isn't he being questioned, I believe? Nope, not anymore. She had to head off. Head off? Where? To Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He summoned her there. Yeah, of course. I forgot about that. One of the whipstocks took her there in a yacht carriage after we finished questioning her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey and to go meet her there. She's got the nerve using Scotland Yard as a blooming messaging service. I see. Well, thank you for passing that on, Inspector.
Why did Susie have to go see the Lord Chief Justice?
She didn't tell me. But I better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. Oh my god, we're going to so many places.
Yep.
We're going to Big Ben now. Yes, no matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow.
Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal.
How so?
I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you?
Maybe it thinks the same about you. So, everything is clear in regards of tomorrow's arrangements, I trust.
Yes, thank you very much.
There they are, Southside and Lord Strongheart.
I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious.
Very good. There is nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Whoa! What? Wait, what did he just say? You return to your homeland? Jisatha-san!
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
What was that all about? Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, thank you for coming to collect your colleague.
I'm here to interrupt the conversation that would explain what that is all about.
Mm-hmm. What's this all about? Why are we talking about Mrs. Sato's return to our homeland? And tomorrow?
Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial? You mean... she's been formally charged now? Oh dear.
Is Strongheart in the background? No, he's being a bitch and hiding away, okay. Is Sholmes anywhere around here? No, he's not, okay.
It is I who have escaped from the hospital.
I am hiding in this suit of armor right now, young Naruhodo! If you'd only lifted the visor, you would have known that I'd been watching you the entire time you've been here. Mr. Sato, what's this all about?
Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo.
I am very concerned right now.
Forever. It's only me going back to Japan.
That's not what I'm concerned about. I mean, it kind of is what I'm concerned about. Why are you going back to Japan?
Your life here can
That's
continue
not what
just
I
as it
asked!
has.
What happened? Why are you leaving?
It's my father. He's fallen ill.
Okay, that kind of makes sense actually now. Alright, fair enough.
Oh no! Not at this plot convenient time!
Professor Mikotoba? Fuck, what voice did I give him? If I may. Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. Rinosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yeah, that's me. My name is Yunjin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Oh, what was his voice again? We've received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news.
10 days ago, father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. It seems he grows weaker day by day.
I don't believe it. As you're aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes 50 days. Oh my god. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Mr. Sato's departure as much as possible. Yes, absolutely.
I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning.
I can't believe this is happening. We really are getting, young little Iris to help us out here. Wait, is she even? Alright, she's still in here. Okay, yeah. Pontiac Bandit, hello!
So Gina has been charged. She'll have to appear in court.
Yeah, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow.
No, not even 24 hours later.
Gina. Ah! The Lestrade girl and the murderer of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes! All two transparencies of the case. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in panic. Though the yard is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasting time. Ginny would never do something like that.
Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, it's Laura Stromcart. In deference of your fine services today, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave, now.
Of course, Lord Strongheart.
Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford to take time to unravel all the untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters in which to contend. Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday?
Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday.
Pontiac Bandit, this is my friend Katie. She's doing the other voices and she's great at it.
Hello.
It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you that. "3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me." There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart. Which is? It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her. A timely suggestion! Sorry? Girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair. Yes, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial.
Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and the defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl is in question has refused that right. How should you do that? A question you do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. Find her at the local prison. Yes, thank you. Now that it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. What a day. Gina charged with murder, so Sandleford about to leave?
Come, Mr. Naruhodo, Iris. We must make haste. But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do? As Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato. That's a very pensive look.
I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I should like to wish her well before I leave. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
The modest is completely throwing me off. I just have to do what I can, as a lawyer. Alright, we'll talk to Gina, then I think we'll end it for the night. hello again, Gina. No, look, come on, come on. No, you're taking too long to load it. I'm already gone.
What are you lot here for now?
Have the muzzle of that grenade launcher shoved in my face yet again, obviously.
I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition into that thing, don't I? Look. You can come here as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you. Gina. I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say. What? I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell. Farewell? Tomorrow I must begin my journey back home, to Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh, right. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable. Susie. Well, that ain't my business. Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you to be innocent, Gina. They've put their faith in you. But somehow, you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them. Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it? It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they are so clearly unhappy.
Gosh, emotional manipulation.
Because of you.
Oh shit!
What? It's my fault? Yes. So I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now. I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith that they've invested in you.
Oh goddamn.
Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be. What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, You've told us that everyone lies. So prove it, by admitting one of your own untruths. What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies. You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant. No, I can't.
Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but... Did something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial? The one to which Magnus together was acquitted? The case of that very mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. You know what this is about?
Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial, I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe.
Can you tell us about it now? Oh shit. Alright, dog. Go.
Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. The old coppers got hold of me and shoved me in the witness stand.
With your testimony, Mr. McGilda was declared innocent.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about the whole bunch of stuff.
I knew it.
What sort of thing did you lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night. That was the truth. It was pitch black in that little cubbyhole. I couldn't see a thing. And then I heard that loud thud, like someone was falling on the floor.
That's when Mr. McGilda discovered you.
Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. There weren't much light to see, boy, but when I looked at me hands, I had the cove's blood all over them. I was so scared I couldn't even speak.
You had his blood in your hands? In other words, it was Gina that was witness on the roof deck saw through the skylight.
Then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose. Who you were, and why you were hiding under the seat. Yeah, he did. Only, that's not all.
What do you mean?
I mean, he threatened me.
Threatened you? How?
He made me swear about what I'd seen and what I'd heard. About what he was gonna do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did that, he said he'd let me escape her before the cops showed up.
Gina, you must tell me what he swore to you in secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. Oh my god. Oh, I don't want to go for it. Yeah, it's killing me. Let's do it real quick.
Real quick, yes sir.
He said Mr. McGillen made you swear not to tell anyone what you saw. But you were in the pitch black apartment under the whole seat the whole time, weren't you?
Yes, with Mr. McGilded sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove hitting the floor. I had a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGilded heard that and dragged me out by me arm. And that's why I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer what had been stabbed. A disc, all bright and shiny. A disc?
Do you mean...
Yeah, that's it. The one what the D took off me at Winterbanks.
So that music box disc was there on the floor in the omnibus.
Not for long. McGilda spotted it straight away. He picked it up and smartish and stuffed it inside his pocket.
So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of the Mr. Mason's murder.
And the bog trotter told me I weren't to mutter a word of it to no one. Because it was so dark under that seat in the cab, I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin.
Presumably that was McGilda getting on board.
Nah, not only him.
Oh!
So I could definitely make out the footsteps of two people. In that case, it would seem likely that I was Mr. McGilded and the victim.
The thrice-fired Mason.
In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilded claimed he slept during the carriage ride.
But whatever, I'm in the carriage. I'm taking it with a fierce tiredness and I always succumb to it.
And your own testimony, Gina, supported this. All I could do was hear the Irishman snoring. Yeah, that weren't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. could hear him talking the whole time, in low voices.
What? What were they talking about?
Or, I don't know. Sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud. But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilded and the victim knew each other.
So McGilded was lying as I suspected.
I knew it weren't going to take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed. Excuse me.
There you go.
Yes, you were quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly. So when the cab came to a stop, McGilda told me to hide under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. The two coves from off the top ran off to get the coppers.
Yeah, Mr. Fairplay, Mr. First. You good?
Yeah, right. And after they'd gone, McGilda asked the driver to do him a favor.
A favor? Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat off of mine and deposit it in a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'll give you 10 guinea. Pawnbroker, you mean on Baker Street?
Yep, you got it. It was Windibanks. The coachie snapped up the money and ran off to pop this coat fast as he could. So then, there's no one left in the carriage. McGilded opened the box under the seat and let me get out of there, but not without conditions. I see.
Conditions now, huh? Yep. What were the McGilded's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean.
Not telling a soul, not for anything, about what I saw and what I heard, and there was something else as well.
There's more?
Yeah. This is the most important thing, he said.
I'm after sending the coachman on a little errand for me. There'll be a small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you see anything at all?
You asked him to go pop your weasel, right?
Aye! The fiend's taking my overcoat deposit with a pawnbroker hereabouts. And I want you lads to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand?
What? You want me to have the ticket?
That's right, and I'll come fetch it from you later. Something within the next 2 months. You have to hang on to it until then, is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it.
Alright then.
And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you have to go to the pawn shop when the bank so it is, and you have to extend the loan after the 2 months is up. And if you forget, the article will be forfeited, and any old fiend could come along and buy it.
Eh, but I ain't got that kind of brass.
Here's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now if you go against me.
Yeah, I get it.
Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I have no doubt.
The coppers.
Aye! They'll come asking you to take the stand in court, testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What it is you might say, and what it is you won't.
They just stared at me for 5 whole minutes, not saying a single word.
He just stared at me for so long after that.
After he'd gone over it all, I packed it. Got as far away from there as I could. He had the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the thing. Went to fish it the next day once it got dark.
So McGilded planned it and coerced you into giving a false testimony.
I bet you're ready to string me up, eh? Or Lloyd, in that big old courtroom, I told some corkers. The thing is, he said he would make it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with. What a wicked man. He knew everything what went on in the back slums. He knew we had no one to look after us, and we was all just looking out for each other, getting boy together. So you mean Mr. McGilded would have... In an heartbeat. He could have had the lot of us chased out of there if he'd wanted. And then where would we have gone, eh? Nowhere, that's fair. So, I didn't have no choice.
Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything.
Boy, I'm in for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid.
Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor.
A favor? What?
Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial.
Eh?
If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork or we can't investigate. The police won't let us.
Investigate what?
The scene of the incident last week. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see.
You what?
Last night.
Charlie's having a big operation right now, Ginny.
I did say last night. Okay, so I read it last week by accident.
Is it bad? Is he gonna be alright? Sholmes is gonna be alright, right?
That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything.
Boy. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it?
Something like that. Mr. Sato?
Yes, of course. I have the representation papers here. Why, I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. I'm no lawyer or nothing. Or no lawyer or nothing. Poor Ginny. She seems so lonely.
Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Winter Banks now.
Yes, and perhaps we can come back to visit Ginny when we're done there.
I feel like we finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. And now I have her representation papers, and no one else knows what a responsibility that is. Anyways, for now, we need to check that Gregson can't stop us from investigating at Winter Banks. Although something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. Hey, we're ending at a to be continued.
Alrighty.
Nice, 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 nice. Bum ba dum bum bum. Wrong part of the franchise, but you know. Alright guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. I sincerely enjoyed that. Goodbye, YouTube. Stay safe, stay Botanist Cool. We'll see you soon, yeah?
Bye.